What is up? Dave Confused, back with another Ghost Stories from the Confused Army. This is like part 6 or something that we're doing, so I'm pretty stoked. Now, a big thank you to Jesse V and the V team. Jesse gave my channel a shout out and my other channel a shout out, and like 1,000 of you came over to check out my channel and subscribe. So thank you so much, Jesse V and the V team, and thank you for all the new subscribers that joined the Confused Army. Now around here, I like to ask you guys for ghost stories or questions for these type of videos. And if you want to participate in our next video, leave a comment or question or ghost story down below. Okay, so I have a lot that I want to put in this video, so I'm going to answer these a little bit shorter than what I usually do, because I wanted to get a lot of people in this video because I got so many stories and questions from people. Like, I just couldn't keep up. There's so many. First one. It's from Queen of Horror. Love that name. I absolutely love your name. Aw, thank you. I used to see things constantly as a kid. I felt like I was living in a hell and caused my body to get addicted to constant adrenaline. So now I literally crave fear. Used to pity myself, but now I embrace it, as it made me who I am today. And I love who I am and my love for horror. That's awesome. Knowing who you are and loving who you are, it's unbelievably important to for your self-esteem and just your overall outlook on life. Nobody's perfect and we all have our crosses to bear, but if you find a way to take those crosses and work with them opposed to around them, you start to really, really feel good about yourself, and I'm really glad you did that. This Queen of Horror seems very interesting. You might see some more of her. Okay, this one's from Mad Attack. Okay, so it's kind of a ghost story, but I don't know, maybe short. So basically, one time, about 2 or 3 months ago, I had this weird dream where I went to the bathroom and the mirror was just shaking. Then it broke. Behind the mirror were these weird scratches on the wall that looked like some sort of pentagram. I looked at the broken mirror shard on the floor and see a shadow behind me. Then the dream ended and it woke me up from shock around 4:30 a.m. And I go to the bathroom for the toilet. I wash my hands, and while doing so, the mirror cracks as if somebody punched it. Not like stepping on ice, there was this fist shape in it. I couldn't have done it subconsciously because my hands were in the sink. I just ran to my bedroom and tried to sleep. Nothing has happened since then. I no longer keep mirrors in any of my bathrooms, and I have no idea where that dream came from. I also have gotten a cat because apparently they see paranormal things and can show me signs that warn you. Yeah, that's how freaked out I am. Wow. Yeah, cats will help. I think cats definitely see things. They see things that are not of the natural nature of things. It sounds to me like you had a pretty crazy dream. Maybe 2 dreams that were like kind of in one. I've had that before. Like, I've got really bad insomnia, and because of my kidney disease and being on dialysis, I get like a toxin buildup sometime, and it affects my dreams. And I have night terrors, and I've actually had like a dream that in the dream I woke up and I was in my house and everything, and it was like a constant dream, but I thought I had woken up. So maybe that's what happened, but it sounds like something wanted to let you know it was present and it was there, and it doesn't sound like the nicest of things. So I'd be very careful with that, because that sounds super creepy. And how do you know how you look before you're going outside if you don't have a mirror in your house, in your bathroom? Do you like take a selfie with your camera and be like, I look good. I look good today. I'm a year older than you, so you're not old, and if anyone thinks that, they're crazy. Aw, thank you so much. My question is, have you ever seen the movie Dolly Dearest? No, I haven't. What's that about? Interesting. I love finding out about new horror movies I might not have seen yet. So, yeah, I haven't seen this movie. Lydia Moon, in the comments, tell me more about this Dolly Dearest movie and why I should see it. And if anyone has seen this movie, put it in the comments below and let me know if this movie is worth checking out. This one's from Lucy. When I was young, I had a habit of taking things out of my brother's room and hiding it until he noticed it was gone, then give it back. So when my brother woke up with his quilt missing, everyone had thought I had taken it, though I insisted I hadn't, which I never did. I always give things back the second he notices that it's missing. Kind of like a joke. I get it. Anyway, for some reason, nobody believed me. And I practically teared my bedroom apart trying to find it when they realized it wasn't there and I really hadn't taken it, which, by the way, would have been impossible for me to do anyway, since he's a super light sleeper and he would have woken up if I even came into his bedroom. So for me to open the door, get down the 2 steps to his room and to his bed and take the quilt without him knowing would have been literally impossible. He got a new one. Not too long after he got the new one, he opened his window to find his quilt laying on the fire escape roof that is just below his window. I'm small, so there would have been no way I have been able to get there to get it open and this window, let alone something out of it. It kind of sounds like whatever's there, whatever is with you, wanted to play your game with you. So I don't think that's something you need to be nervous about. Somebody sees the game you're playing with your brother and they want to play as well. I mean, it's kind of creepy when a ghost is like, oh, you guys playing a game? I'm in. You know, that can be kind of creepy, but it doesn't sound like a malevolent spirit. It kind of sounds like maybe a fun-loving spirit that just doesn't understand your game very well. This one's from Gaming Diamond. My ghost story. One day I was watching TV with my dog near me. Suddenly he jumped up and walked towards the kitchen. I followed him, concerned that something was wrong, and I just didn't know. He stared at his cage and started to growl. He wasn't scared of his cage. He liked going into it just to lay down sometimes, so it wasn't because he was scared. I tried to call his name, but he ignored me. I walked over to his cage to check if anything was wrong, but he started to whine and bark at me. I went over to him and petted him to let him know it was all right. And just when he looked away from his cage and now to me, he jerked back to his cage and started to growl again. I just started to walk away thinking he would calm down. Right as I was turning the corner to leave the kitchen, I heard his cage door slam shut, and instantly my dog went silent. I went back into the kitchen and saw the cage door was shut and locked, while my dog was just standing there in shock. That's nuts. So definitely, like, I've already made a video about this, that your dog, your pets, can sense supernatural things. Ask any paranormal researcher or whatever, and they'll tell you that 9 times out of 10, your dog or cat or bird or something can feel supernatural, paranormal. And it sounds like your dog totally did. Definitely did. And whatever he was barking at, kind of got mad at your dog and slammed his cage shut and locked it. As in, like, I'm in control. This is your favorite thing? I have control of it. I'd watch out for that. Okay, Irene's Mochi. I recognize that name. Some Q&A questions. Do you still dress up for Halloween? Absolutely, 100%. I've gone as, the last couple of years, gone as a dragon. I've gone as Batman with my son. I've done Rick from Walking Dead. I've done a bunch. Will you ever collab with Mandy in the future? Probably, yeah, I would love that. We have a lot in common. She loves tattoos. She loves rock music. We're both musically inclined. Sorry. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, she's super busy right now with work and the channel and everything. And so, yeah, definitely. What is your fave Tim Burton film? Batman Returns, which I think is like early 90s, like 91, 92, 93, something like that. But I love the darkness that he gave the characters, like Catwoman and Penguin. Never been beaten. They're the best. Yeah, I'm a huge Batman fan, so Tim Burton and Batman is just match made in heaven. Do you have any advice for the confused army who are going through a rough time? If there's any advice I can give you, believe in yourself and believe in your commitments and things you know deep down inside that you believe are right. Don't waver with that. Just keep, don't be afraid to learn something new, but go with your gut, go with your heart, and realize that all rough times are temporary. All of them are. You're never going to be in a rough time for the rest of your life. You'll learn sometimes to live with rough times, and they won't be as rough. And instead of trying to learn to live around things, you learn to live with them, and you become a happier person. So that would be my best advice I can give you. What type of music do you listen to, and do you play an instrument? Yes. I mainly listen to heavier music. Not like crazy heavy. But bands that are really big for me would be bands like Ice Nine Kills, Atreyu, Alexis on Fire. I do listen to a lot of heavy stuff, but I also like bands like Daughtry. I like really old music, like 70s and 80s. Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Motley Crue. Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place a little bit. I just don't like country that much. It's not that it's a bad style of music. It's just not my cup of tea, And I actually play guitar and bass. Mostly bass. But in my intro song and my outro song, I play guitar on both of those tracks. Those songs are from my old band that I was in called White Set Lies. So we still have a Facebook page. And I think a YouTube music video. So yeah, try to find those. White Set Lies. What is my favorite decade? For music, I would say 80s, 80s and 90s would be tied at one. But for overall everything, I would have to go with the 90s. I was 3 at the beginning of the 90s and 13 at the end of the 90s. And that was really when ripped jeans and plaid shirts and the grunge era came in, and I feel like I've never left that. So, yeah. Okay, from Lily VK. When I was little, I told my mom about a ghost in my room. I don't remember much, but I brought it up to her. She told me that I called him Blue Boy. Okay. I remember the name, but I didn't know why I called him that. She said that I gave him that name because his lips were blue. Ooh. I also had a loft bed. The ghost was right in front of my face. A few years later, my little sister said, "Can Blue come and play with us?" Wow. Okay, so your sister, I think, is seeing the same ghost. Which I think is if Blue Boy didn't do anything negative to you and he just wants his presence known, that's okay. I think that's livable, and I think if you treat him with respect, he will treat you and your sister with respect. So keep that in mind. Respect the ghost. You know what I mean? Respect the ghost. This one's from Galaxy Girl. My ghost story is, this was last summer. Ooh. My friends and I were at day camp for the summer, so about in the second week, we had gone into this place, kind of like woods, and we were sitting down waiting for instructions from the counselor. I felt like I was being watched, and I told my friends, and they said that they felt the same thing. When we looked behind us, two of my friends, and they saw pink, like the color pink. When I asked about it, more people, I had a feeling I knew who it was. Sally Williams. She's a ghost, and my friends explained that Sally Williams looked exactly. The pink was the nightgown that she wears, and she has light curly hair that is brown. Sally being hit in the forehead, blood is going down her face, and she wears socks. And here's the thing, neither of those two have ever seen or heard of Sally. And moving on, like maybe a week later, Sally, I guess, turned evil. And Sally isn't evil. And Sally had started talking to my two friends in their heads. And at one point, she told them that she liked me. Well, sounds like you have a new friend. And she likes pink. So I'm assuming Sally Williams is like a legend in the forest, like just kind of a story told amongst campers. And I think that's what kind of keeps her there. It keeps her alive and around is, well, not necessarily alive, but keeps her planted in that spot because of her legend. So that's really cool. From Tammy Jones. When I was 7 years old, I saw something that looked like a goat man running in the shadows, but when it hit the light, it disappeared. I told my family, but they did not believe me. Please read. Well, Tammy, I read your story, and now I'm scared of goat men. So here's the thing about a goat. In the satanic religion, the goat, the head of the goat and everything is very relevant. And a goat-like man sounds a lot like some sort of demon. So I don't necessarily think you saw a ghost. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think that was a ghost. I think you may need to rethink that being a ghost. Because that, to me, sounds like something much, much more. Maybe by a cross or a rosary, maybe. That's probably a good idea. Ooh, that gave me chills. Ah. Well, that is the end of part 6 of Ghost Stories for the Confused Army. Thank you very much to everybody that submitted a story or a question. I really, really appreciate it. And continue sending stories and questions in the comments below. Share this video and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much. I'm Dave, still confused, and at least our dogs aren't werewolves. Peace!